So no. Oh, the world's gonna end. Still no. I don't feel like it. So yeah, this. I do know one thing, which isn't connected to this, because as you can see here, this is Henry Cavill. And I know that was bad CGI in I think it was Justice League movies, because there was a conflict between this and that, and it's like, oh, we need to go back and do some reshoots. And it's like, well, he needs a mustache in this, and we're gonna have it contracted to him that he can't shave it. So it's like, so it's like bad CGI to cover up the mustache. Not important to this movie, and legitimately, I don't know if it's a good or bad thing. I just know it is a thing. So yeah. I also do know that Jeremy Renner's character is not in this. This is when, obviously, he left. Which is a fair point. I also like that this one, I'll leave it at that. Also, this is the time that I paused, because there wasn't much, besides the two-parter, which is next, and the final. I would love more, but I do agree there's at some point where you can't do this, and I'm not going to say Tom Cruise might be a bit on an age, and I'm not going to say that throughout all the things he's done, he probably has a bunch of injuries. But, you know, that. So there's probably a reason why he might not want to do this indefinitely. I would also do think it's a fun idea if they do, and I don't know who did say it, or if I'm like, I don't know if anyone has it, or I heard it from someone else, but I think it would be a fun idea, is because I watched Dead Reckoning Part 1, and I think I've reviewed Dead Reckoning Part 2, and because of this system, I am going to re-review Dead Reckoning Part 1. And I do know about a character, but I'm going to bring up that. So this is spoilers in general, but I am going to say specifically when I'm going to talk about Dead Reckoning. So the one thing I like about this is, in the early movies, Tom Cruise sort of has a partner, and because of a whole bunch of things, a divorce and going into secrecy, they're sort of no longer really connected. But in this, she's back, and kind of an important figure in the movie, which is fun. There's not really much to say about that, but I do love that idea of, like, she's back for this one moment. I also, if I'm not mistaken, besides the villain in this, which I love the whole thing that they do, which is Henry Cavill's character has this whole spy stuff, and it's really fun and interesting. You also have the villain from the last one come back, which is also fun. You also have, and I didn't mention this, the spy who was sort of doing stuff in the last one come back, which is a fun idea. Which I didn't mention in the last one, but the whole thing about, like, bringing security and the Prime Minister in and doing this whole elaborate trick where they try and be like, oh, they saved him, and like, oh, didn't you do this good thing, and reviewed this thing, and that is, again, one of the funnest things, besides the one. But that's why I think this is good. And a little bit of hypothesis. Now is the time. Spoiler for Dead Reckoning. Go to the next part if you don't want to know this, or you haven't watched Dead Reckoning. Okay? 3, 2, 1. There's sort of a new character introduced in Dead Reckoning, and I would think, like, currently, I don't know it, but John Wick, don't know the movie, so it's not really a spoiler, but John Wick has the film Ballerina, which they have said is connected to a character who was originally in John Wick that gets brought back in and has their own movie. Do that. If they want to continue sort of like the Mission Impossible world without Ethan Hunt or Tom Cruise. I don't know. It's just an idea. But yeah, this is a fun film franchise. I don't really have much to say in these ones, because besides it getting more and more into this, like, doing the mask, doing these, like, tricks, it's fun, but it is mostly, like, the same sort of stuff. And I'm also not going to do a combination now. I'm only going to do it because I think Dead Reckoning Part 2 will be the last one. For the thing, I don't know if they're going to do spin-offs completely. And because I don't know that, I could still do it and then be like, oh, spin-offs included. Da-da-da. But I feel like that would be more something I figure out later what I should do. So yeah. So 2 fairly short ones, because this one's like 5 minutes compared to like, I think the last one was like 8 and 10, and this one's 5. And the next one is pretty also going to be pretty short, which is fun. But yeah.